This is Taylor Schaefer with Morgan James Publishing, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Fiona Eckersley about the upcoming release of her book, Fearful to Fabulous. It is great to be able to talk with you today, Fiona, about your book, and thank you so much for being here. So let's go ahead and dive right in with some of the questions I have for you today. And the first one is, why did you decide to write Fearful to Fabulous?
I've been working with women after the divorce for quite a few years. And well, first of all, why did I get into that space in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
44 years old, I was married. I thought my whole life was planned out for me. Mother of four, stay at home, part-time teacher a little bit. And one day out of the blue, my husband walked in and announced, I have something to tell you. And I said, oh, what? And he said, yeah, I'm filing for divorce. I don't love you anymore. And that was kind of an interesting moment for me because I did not see it coming at all. I mean, in hindsight, yeah, I should have known. But at the time, I had no idea it was coming. And that really was the beginning of an Odyssey journey that I never thought I would have to go on.
Mm-hmm.
And I really started off in that fearful space. Saying that I'm fabulous now, I guess, but so where it led me, long story, was finally I was working with women and, very similar stories. We all go through the same steps to what we're thinking and how we're worried about the future and all of this stuff. And I decided that I can't reach everybody. Everybody can't work with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to get that message out there to other women that you don't need to spend years trying to figure this out. I mean, some of the women I'd worked with had been divorced for more than 8 years and they were still stuck in that place, that fearful place or that angry place. And I wanted to get the word out as much as possible. So I wrote my book, which is this one, Fearful to Fabulous, Unlock Your Power, Move On and Thrive After Midlife Divorce. For those women who, just wanted just a little Kickstarter to get the idea of the steps and a plan of how to get to where they needed to go in their life.
Right. Yes, that's wonderful. So you found your fabulosity. So how do you help other women find that fabulosity?
All right. Well, we go basically the 7 steps in the book are the steps that I use with my clients. The most important thing is not to focus on the past. So much of the time we're focused on the past, or the relationship with the ex is still ongoing, even though we're not married anymore. It's still drawing us in the whole time. And that results in, thinking where we should be or where we might be. And it's not really about where we are right now, And so until you can let go of that, you're not able to move forward. For a lot of people, finances, even if you're well off, still finances are always going to be different after divorce. And getting a handle on that and the reality of the situation is very empowering.
Mm-hmm.
The whole problem is a feeling of a lack of control. Mm-hmm. So even if it's something you don't want to know about, getting that control back is incredibly empowering.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us, and me included for sure, bad habits that we do to make ourselves feel better. And in the short term, it's great. It might be too much shopping or overeating or just having a couple of extra glasses of wine every night. Those are really holding us back from being that fabulous person that we want to come. I mean, besides all the other cultural things that go along with it, there's a huge financial issue for most of those habits.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to eliminate those. Mm-hmm. The emotions that go along with the divorce are incredibly powerful and mostly negative. Anger, bitterness, just victimhood, all of that stuff. So we got to reframe those emotions and look at things from a different point of view in order to change them, right? Once we've done that, looking at the things that you are saying to yourself is incredibly important, because for the most part, we say things to ourselves that we would never dream of saying to another person out loud. And that just holds you back. It holds you down. It puts you to a place where you shouldn't be. So we need to get rid of that inner voice. Looking at the new relationship dynamics is also huge. And when I talk about relationships, it doesn't just mean like romantic relationships. It means like with your children, with your friendships, with your in-laws, with your own family. and in some cases, even your religious community that
Mhm.
you're with. All of those things that you don't think are going to happen, somehow they happen.
Yeah.
And you need to come to terms with that and figure out how to readjust and maybe make new friends, right? And then once you've got all of that stuff together, you're really on your way. That's the time that you can sit down. Now that you know who you are, you can start to set goals for yourself or figure out what your passions are. And once you can set the goals, you're able to see a path to get there. And
Mhm.
that's really what I do. That's the way we go. We finally get to where we have our goals and we can set our path to get there.
Mhm. Yes, definitely. So you gave a lot of steps and a lot of information for women to be able to move forward onto a better life, a more fabulous life. So what's one of the biggest pieces of advice you can give women in order to do those? Because I know you have a lot, but what do you have of one
There's a
big
lot.
piece of advice?
If you're going to boil it all down to one little thing, it's about forgiveness and letting go of judgment. And it's not really forgiveness necessarily of another person, although
Hmm.
that's big. A lot of it has to do with forgiveness and getting rid of judgment for yourself,
Hmm.
because there's so many feelings of failure or shame or whatever else is going on. You need to be able to let go of those and appreciate the person that you are, not the person that you think you maybe are, but the person that you can really become.
Yeah.
you know just really step up and look at yourself and do kind things for yourself and be compassionate to yourself. That's the biggest thing that you can do.
Hmm.
Forget,
Yes.
you don't do any of the other things. That's the main thing to do.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think the top of your book, is about divorce and helping women to become fabulous, but I think it's very relatable in different senses as well. Just being able to move forward and let go of that judgment. Yes, you definitely provide some great, great information in Fearful to Fabulous. So thank you so much for sharing with me
Yeah,
today. And thank you for joining with me. And thank you everyone watching at home in your living rooms as well. And be sure to check out Fiona's book, Fearful to Fabulous. But before we wrap up, I just want to, Fiona, how can our viewers at home connect with you?
they can go to, if they would like, I give a 45-minute free call where we can go over some of these challenges that they're facing right now and see, get them started on that path straight away. So if they go to calfabfiona.as.me, that's calfabfiona.as.me, they can put themselves on my calendar. We can have a chat, and completely free, no obligation, and let's get everybody moving in the right direction.
Yes, I love it. So go connect with Fiona, and thank you so much for joining with me today. And congratulations on your book, Fearful to Fabulous.
Thank you so much. It was lovely talking to you.
Yes, you too.